Take a slow breath in. And breathe out. Let your shoulders drop. Let the weight of the day begin to lift. Tonight we go to another very old story. From the book of Daniel. Chapter 3. The fiery furnace. 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who would not bow before a golden image. They were thrown into a furnace made 7 times hotter than usual, and they were found walking inside it, unbound, unharmed, with a 4th figure beside them. The fire has no power. You are not alone. God walks with you. You are safe. You are held. You can rest. Let your breathing slow. The story is ready. And so are you. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, 90 feet high, 9 feet wide, set up on the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. It gleamed in the sun, visible for great distances, an unmistakable monument to one man's power, and to what he believed that power deserved. He summoned everyone: satraps, prefects, governors, counselors, treasurers, judges, all the officials of every province. They came and stood before the image. Then the herald cried out, "When you hear the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, and bagpipe, and every kind of music, you shall fall down and worship the golden image. Whoever does not fall down and worship shall immediately be cast into a burning fiery furnace." The music played. The people fell. All of them. All but 3. 3 young men from Judah, who had been given new names and new positions in Babylon, but who had not been given new gods. Certain Chaldeans came forward and reported Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to the king. "These men," they said, "pay no attention to you. They do not serve your gods. They do not worship the golden image you have set up." The king's fury was great. He had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego brought before him, and he gave them one last chance. He would play the music again. They could still bow. They could still be saved. "But," he said, and the threat was plain, "who is the God that will deliver you out of my hands?" Their answer was unhurried. "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. Our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. He will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods, or worship the golden image that you have set up. But if not, 3 words that hold the full weight of real faith. Not certainty of the outcome. Certainty of the God. The king's face changed. Fury had become rage. He commanded that the furnace be heated 7 times hotter than usual. 7 times. Far beyond what was necessary. As if the heat itself were an answer to their answer. He commanded his mighty men, the strongest soldiers in the army, to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They bound them in their cloaks, their tunics, their hats, fully dressed, as if they had just come from the court. And they threw them into the fire. The furnace was so hot that the men who threw them in were killed by the flames. The heat was not a metaphor. It was not symbolic. It was real, and it was lethal, and it claimed the strongest men the king had. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell bound into the burning furnace. And the story does not end there. It has only just begun. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished. He rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?" They answered, "True, O king." He said, "But I see 4 men unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." 4. They went in as 3. Bound. 3 men who would not bow. And inside the fire they were 4. Unbound. Walking. The fire had burned the ropes. The cords that held them were gone. But the men themselves, unharmed, walking through the flames as if they were walking through a garden. And with them, one whose appearance was unlike the others. Radiant. Present. There with them in the hottest place. They had been thrown in alone. They were not alone. The king came close to the door of the burning fiery furnace. He called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." And they came out from the middle of the fire. They walked out. The satraps, prefects, governors, and the king's counselors gathered around them. Everyone who had come to the plain of Dura. Everyone who had bowed to the music. Now they stood around these 3 men and looked at them closely. The fire had not touched their bodies. Not a hair singed. Their cloaks were not harmed. No smell of fire had come upon them. Let that image settle. They came out of a furnace heated 7 times beyond normal. And they did not even smell of smoke. The fire consumed what bound them. The fire touched nothing else. They had walked through the flames, and the flames could not claim them. Nebuchadnezzar spoke. His voice was different now. Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him. They set aside the king's command and yielded up their bodies, rather than serve and worship any god, except their own God. And then he made a decree. No people, nation, or language shall speak anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The king who had demanded worship of an image now issued a decree of protection over the name of their God. The 3 men were promoted. They were restored to their positions. They walked back into the life of the kingdom, unchanged by what should have destroyed them. They had been willing to give up their bodies, and they were not alone in the fire. That is the end of the story, and the beginning of what it means. Let that rest with you now. The fire had no power. The 4th was with them. They were not burned. They were not alone. The furnace could not touch what God was holding. The heat that killed the strongest soldiers could not harm 3 men walking with a presence beside them. God walks with his people through the flames. Not always around the flames. Through them. Present in the heat itself. You are held by the same presence. Whatever you are walking through tonight, whatever has felt like fire, you are not walking through it alone. The furnace is cool now. The fire is behind them. They walked out whole. You are not in the flames tonight. You are safe. You are held. The fire has no power. You are not alone. God walks with you. You are safe. You are held. You can rest. The fire has no power. You are not alone. The fire has no power. You are not alone. The fire has no power. You are not alone. You are safe. You are held. You are safe. You are held. You are safe. You are held. You can rest. 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 You can rest.